Hello, my name is Sunny Trin, CEO of DevvESG Streaming. Today, I would like to give you an introduction into our company and exciting opportunities we currently have in hand. We at DevvESG Streaming and myself personally believe that all the solutions necessary to reverse climate change exist in the world today. Unfortunately, two major barriers exist that severely limits the solution: funding and geography. Our mission is to remove the barriers and help enable these solutions. What is DevvESG Streaming? To answer this question, start by taking a look at the precious metal and mineral streaming companies that have been around for decades. Their business model was to provide upfront cash to mining companies in exchange for future production. We take this proven model, marry it to the most technologically advanced blockchain-based platform, and apply it to sustainability projects. So rather than deal in silver or gold production, we take ownership in carbon credits, which we believe will be one of the most valuable and sought after asset in the world. On top of that, our investments give us carbon credit rights for a minimum of 10 years. What are carbon credits? Simply stated, each carbon credit is a tradable and sellable permit that allows the holder of the credit the right to emit 1 ton of carbon dioxide or an equivalent greenhouse gas in order to reduce their carbon footprint. Every company or organization who wants to achieve carbon neutrality will have to buy carbon credits in order to do so. The money that is used to pay for the carbon credits would go towards funding projects that reduce global emissions. One major challenge we see is that high-quality carbon credits are rare because there's a lack of trust in the data used to generate the credits. Over half of all carbon credit data are stored on spreadsheets today. The trust, or lack thereof, in the data plays a key role in determining the price of the credits. DevvESG Streaming is addressing this by storing all of our data and carbon credits on a blockchain. Some people claim that carbon credits don't help the environment because it allows large companies to release carbon into the environment without negatively affecting their carbon footprint. There is some truth to this, not because the carbon credits don't work, it's because they are complicated and take time. The theory around carbon credits is actually very simple and sound. Tax the companies that emit carbon and use those funds to help pay to enable projects and technologies that reduce or eliminate the emissions. Unfortunately, there are two major hurdles that prevent carbon credits from working to their full potential. First, generating and certifying carbon credits to the point where you can actually sell them is complicated, expensive, and takes a good amount of time. Second, most companies need the money upfront to kick off their projects before they can even generate the first carbon credit. They typically don't have the upfront money, the expertise, or time available to generate credits. This is where DevvESG comes into play. We solve these two problems by providing the upfront financing and handling the entire carbon credit generation and certification process. This allows the companies to focus on their core competence, which is eliminating emissions and not having to deal with the carbon credit process at all. The team at DevvESG Streaming has a wide range of expertise and over 25 years of experience in the electronics, industrial, and renewable energy space. We have worked with hundreds of companies in these areas. As a result, we have established a broad network of partners that gives us access to investment opportunities in many types of projects. In addition to the more common nature-based projects that are pretty much exclusive with other carbon streaming companies, we invest in projects that 1. Improve energy efficiencies, 2. Provides renewable energy, 3. Reduces or eliminates emissions, or 4. Directly sequesters greenhouse gases from the environment directly. This gives us a lot more projects to choose from and allows us to invest in ones that gives us the highest returns. This also gives us the broadest range of carbon credits, allowing the companies to buy credits that are more relevant to their business. These are examples of some of the projects we're currently working on. One of our first projects is an agreement to fund the replacement of 2 million 100-watt incandescent light bulbs with 7-watt LED bulbs in a developing nation. Since this country gets most of its electricity from diesel-powered generators, the energy is extremely dirty. By reducing the energy usage in lighting by 93%, we would be able to generate roughly 600,000 carbon credits per year. A second project is to finance solar installations throughout 6 different developing nations. This would generate 2 million carbon credits per year, could turn into much more. A third project is to take waste plastics that was being burned and converting it into building material for low-cost housing. Since 6 million tons of plastic is burned every year in this developing nation, which emits 18 million tons of carbon, this has the potential of generating 18 million carbon credits annually. Other projects and discussions include multiple LED retrofits, various renewable energy projects, methane capture from dairy cows, electric vehicles and chargers, and even financing a new solar panel factory in a UN smart city. As I mentioned earlier, we have a large network of partners. One of our most important partnerships is with the United Cities, North America. They are a steward of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for Canada, the US, and Mexico. Our partnership gives us access to investment opportunities for any project they are working on. At the same time, we are able to take companies that we invest in into hundreds of cities that are part of this program. One example is the current project to build a solar panel factory that I mentioned earlier in Arizona to provide solar across the southwestern parts of the United States. This has the potential to generate a massive amount of carbon credits as the solar power will replace coal and gas burning alternatives. Two other key partners are DevvESG and Expansive. DevvESG is a majority shareholder in DevvESG Streaming and provides a blockchain that all of our carbon credits will be stored in. This is a proprietary blockchain that is the most efficient in the world at 8 million transactions per second and soon to be ISO certified green, utilizing 1/10 millionth the energy of Bitcoin. DevvESG also has an ESG platform that will provide project investment opportunities with organizations looking to improve their ESG score. In addition, most of these organizations will need to buy carbon credits in order to reduce their carbon footprint. This gives us full access to all these potential buyers. Our other key partner is Expansive. Their executive chair, Will Stewart, is also one of our board directors. Expansive is one of the largest marketplaces in the world for environmental credits, having processed over 1 billion credits to date. This also includes 100 million carbon credits. This gives us access to the premier global marketplace to liquidate our carbon credits whenever we're ready. Another area that differentiates us from all the other streaming companies is the social impact of our credits. Unlike nature-based credits, which for the most part only benefit the environment, our projects will have huge benefits at a local level. For example, the solar panel factory we are looking to invest in will provide jobs for many of the locally unemployed. In addition, our solar projects in developing nations will reduce the dependence on coal burning plants and pose a major health risk for the surrounding communities. We also have projects under consideration where emission-free electricity is generated from waste wood while creating biochar that improves farming productivity with 70% less water. We combine this with another project that's able to take this electricity and generate ultra-pure water from the humidity out of the air while sequestering carbon. Add in the low-cost housing from recovered plastic and the LED lighting we mentioned earlier, and you essentially have a sustainable, carbon-negative community for developing nations everywhere. Through our projects, we're able to provide clean energy, food, water, light, and low-cost shelter while reducing carbon emissions. Not only do these projects generate carbon credits, they will have a major positive social impact. This in turn increases the value of our carbon credits. As these projects take off, we expect to have quite a large collection of carbon credits. The big question then is, what will we be able to do with them? The answer is simple. We will have plenty of buyers to sell them to. Every piece of data we've seen and read all say the same thing. The demand for carbon credits will far exceed the available supply. One task force estimates that the demand in the voluntary market alone will grow 15-fold by 2030 and 100-fold by 2050. We are very confident that carbon credits will become one of the most valuable assets in the world. This in turn will drive pricing for the carbon credits much higher. As you can see from the graph, the average price of carbon credits have been steadily rising since 2017 and are expected to continue to grow. Current prices today for new carbon credits fall in the range of $20 to $100. The price of a carbon credit is based on several factors, such as the trust and provenance behind it, the type of credit, and the social impact it has. We expect our carbon credits will be traded at the higher end of the spectrum since we meet all of the quality criteria. And now, we've reached the end of our presentation. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and taking an interest in working with us. We feel that we have something very special and are fortunate to have all the pieces necessary to be the leader in the hottest sector. But more importantly, we have the opportunity to play a major role in addressing the biggest threat to the welfare of our planet and every creature on it. I want to thank you again for your time. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me at the email address shown below. Thank you again.